Ah, this is aggravating. Everything's working on all aspects. Getting sound. Oh, you can hear me now. Okay. Fuckers. Ay, ay, ay. What the fuck? That was ridiculous. No, I didn't lower it. It's the mixer I'm using in order for me to take the calls and get them on the stage. Um, I did. I cut the music. The music's off. If you're still hearing music, that's on you. Um, oh shit, that means I gotta bring this back up again too. Fuck. Hang on, I gotta reconnect everything here. Um, no, what it is it's the way the phone system works on this. In order to get it to work right, there we go. That way, yeah. All right. I have to use the mixer, and when I'm not doing a call-in show, I have to revert everything back to what I normally do. So, like, in order for me to work last night on the show with Nate, I had to make sure that all that stuff was shut off. But it's been a week since I've done this, and this is only the second show doing it with the actual phone, and then I had to remember how I did it. In time, it'll be muscle memory where it'll just boom click right away. Um, it's not the phone app. It's not the phone app at all. It's the mixer and the way I have to have everything slide bars, the whole 9 yards, so it's a pain in the ass. So, so you guys didn't even hear my talking point at the very beginning before the video even played. So, but I'm not gonna repeat it. Um, yeah, well, I was troubleshooting it with GPT because that's what I did the last time, and it worked right away. This was just taking a little bit longer. I just wasn't giving it the right information. But we got it. We got it. I had to back out of the studio. I didn't reboot, so it wasn't a reboot issue, and my mic was not muted. The mic definitely was not muted because all the bars were moving and everything. It just wasn't the 2 systems or 3 systems just weren't communicating with each other. So as it was, that's why I had to push the show back at the beginning because I couldn't get the phone system to work. I had the wife helping me out test everything. So we're good now. So we're back on track. I'm not even gonna go back and read through the chat because I know it was all you fuckers busting my balls on getting this thing set up and oh reboot and make sure it's not on mute. So I'm like, I'm not going back and reading it. So we're gonna go from here on. I haven't gotten that far into it, but I don't know if I can do that. So yeah, Dave. Again, everybody, Dave is the gentleman that actually did my intro and outro video on this show for Friday nights. So I gave him the music and he put that beautiful video together. So I absolutely love that video. Let's see. Open the phone line so I'm not Bueno can call and complain. No, it's not even going to be him. It's going to be his goddamn fridge. All right. I'm just glad I got my mic working now. Good Lord. That seemed like forever. Miss your show, but watch the stream in the AM. Good show, bro. Much love. Oh, yeah. Last night was a fun one, man. That was a good one last night. Mainly because a lot of people that were in the chat, I remember Tanner Jack saying it that he wasn't aware of, who Dennison was and everything. And, I spent most of the day pulling up and as much information that I could put into a presentation. So everybody kind of got a feel for who this guy is and what he brings to the table for the Raiders. I know Joss said something. Here it is. Alberto Sports. Clint Kubiak has arrived at Indianapolis for NFL Combine. Nice. Not going to just got roasted. So with that note, I'm going to actually open up the phone line. So turn those on. I can only take one phone call at a time. So when you do call in, just I'll answer the line and we'll go from there. But if we get other phone calls, we're going to keep moving it along as best as possible. But if the line is busy, you can leave a voicemail. Yeah, I got that link, Dave. I'll watch it later. I just was troubleshooting so much, I just didn't get much of a chance. What's up, John Leon? I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'll probably watch it once this show's over tonight. So phone line is open. Message is pinned at the top of the chat. Remember the phone number is 401-830-9189. All information, your phone number will not be visible on the screen. I'm the only one that will see the phone number. So feel free to call in. And here we go. I knew it was going to be him. It's always Josh. It's always Hobo first. What's up, Hobo?
Did you miss me?
No.
Wow. That was cold and ruthless, man. That's the East Coast answer right there.
That's right, because we're assholes on the East Coast. You know that.
Man.
Everybody in the chat hear him okay? I just want to make sure that pod is working correctly now, because it wasn't before. So, but go ahead. What's up, man?
Man, I would love to talk about other teams, but there's been so much Raider news this week.
I know, it's tough, right? Well, we got tomorrow night. You'll have Jason and I on tomorrow night. So tomorrow night is strictly Raider phone calls, Raider talks. So it's all for it tomorrow. All Raiders.
Well, I never asked what you thought about the Packers bringing Jonathan Gannon in. So what do you think about that?
What was that again?
Speaking of other teams, I never asked you what you thought about the Packers hiring Jonathan Gannon. So what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I didn't even know that. When did that happen?
Like a week ago. They hired him as a defensive coordinator.
Didn't even know that, to be honest with you. With everything going on with the Raiders, I didn't even notice what was going on with some of the other teams. You know what it was? I don't think it was that big of a news story, so that's probably why I didn't really hear about it. Hey, good for him, man. He's got another spot somewhere. So, I mean, we weren't going to bring him here. I think they probably had their heart set on Rob Leonard for a while. I think they were going to give him first shot at it, and obviously he said what he needed to say to get the job. Other than that, he wouldn't have gotten it.
Well, now that Rod Dennison is here, man, that's a great pick, man. Like, we couldn't have really asked for a better situation than him as far as the O-line goes. And Clint has put together a hell of a staff, man. Like, this is really getting me fired up because every coach he's picked is basically a home run, except for Rob Leonard, and that's just because Rob Leonard isn't proven yet. But he's got that potential.
Yeah. No, I get the non-excitement over Rob Leonard 100%. I'm still going to be reserved a little bit on how excited I get because I bit that apple last year. I'm not falling for it this year. I want to wait and see what we get for our product on the field, and then I'll feel better. It'll start in OTAs and everything. If reports come out that, these are what we're already looking at for our starting five for the front line and everything else that goes along with it. Who's going to be our other wide receiver? How the quarterback, so the whole 9 yards. I'm still reserving a little bit of judgment here.
Well, I'll tell you what. What's his name from Baltimore? The center is available.
Yeah.
So I think we should go snatch what?
Linderbaum. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should snatch him up. Like, whatever he wants, let's just give it to him because that guy's good.
Yeah, he's going to be about 20 mil. I know Baltimore's really going to be hard pressed to fill that, to match that offer or come close to what his market's going to be because they're hurting in the cap right now. So unless someone else that's got a high salary on their team renegotiates like Mahomes did the other day, with him doing a contract renegotiation, their salary cap jumped huge. So now they've got a bunch of fucking money now. I think somebody said they got like 80 mil available now. What's up, Tanner? What's up?
You know who else is available that I just saw today? Apparently the Redskins are going to part ways with Marshawn Lattimore. So he could be the answer to our cornerback problems, homie. Lattimore on one side, Stokes on the other. That'd be a hell of a combination.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to see Stokes in the starting rotation next year. It depends on what we do in free agency and again in the draft. If we go early on a corner, somebody might, supplant him from that position. Don't forget you got Darian Porter too. He didn't get a lot of play time last year. Things might be different this year too. So there's a lot of potential changes coming up with the roster itself. The roster is going to look a lot different going into this year versus what last year was.
Well, do you think we should snatch Lattimore, or are you kind of no on that?
I don't know. I'm not high on it. I don't know. It doesn't.
I mean, I know he had a bad year, but he's like one of the best, if not the best, shutdown corner of this generation. That dude could go one-on-one with anybody.
I don't know about that, but I don't know if I'd say he's a shutdown. Let me see.
He shut down Mike Evans in his prime numerous times.
Let me see. I'm just going to look and see what his value is. Like, what is...
He just happens to be injury prone.
Oh, wait a minute. Is he being cut or is he a free agent?
They're parting ways with him. I'm not sure if he's a free agent or not. I just read a couple articles earlier this morning that they said that the Redskins are releasing him, whatever that means.
Oh, all right. So he's not a free agent. He's gonna be a cap casualty. Lattimore's 30 years old. He's getting $19.5 million right now. Let me see. What's he got for stats here? Let's see what he's done through the years. So where is he? Here he is. All right. Yeah, he only played 9 games last year, 9 games in 2024, 10 games in 2023, 7 in 2022. He's only played 2 seasons his entire career of 16 games. Everything else has been 10 games, 9 games, 7, 14, or 13. So he's never played a full season except for twice, 2018 and 2021.
Yeah, he's definitely an injury prone guy,
Yeah,
like I said.
that's a definite.
But when he is on the field, he's freaking amazing. That's the thing. Like, have you ever watched him play with the Saints?
I remember him with the Saints. I mean, when he was out there, he was definitely one of the better ones out there. But again, I think he's probably lost a step now. I would probably have to say no on that one.
Yeah. Well, who would you snatch up right now as far as like corners with experience that are like pretty good?
I'm not good with the corners and such. That's I mean, I would just have to look at the list and just kind of come up with an assessment from there. Like last night, that question came up when Nate was on with me, and I let him handle that one because I'm not one to sit here and really know a lot about like the second level parts in the defense, like the corners and the safeties, and I'm not going to start talking about or giving ideas or thoughts on players that I'm not familiar with or don't have a strong knowledge of, and I definitely don't with the secondary. I'm more of a trenches type guy, you know. So yeah, Stokes is a free agent this year, so we got to make a decision with him. So I know you were sitting there saying that him being on the opposite side of him if we were to bring in Lattimore. So Stokes, we have to make a decision on him. Darnay Holmes is a free agent this year for us. Kai Blue Kelly's a free agent.
Tristan get rid of his ass.
Yeah, Tristan McCollum's a free agent. So right now we've got 4. We got 4 guys that are 4 corners that are free agents.
I mean, I don't see any reason not to keep Eric Stokes. Do you?
No, I'm not saying not to keep him. I mean, we definitely need to keep at least 1 or 2 of these guys because we need depth. Definitely. I mean, if you look at the top free agents that are out there right now, the highest one, based on just what his market value is Nashawn Wright from Chicago. He's going to be going into his 5th year. He's 27. His current salary was 1.1. He's going to be looking in the 16 mil market. Then you got Cordell Flott from New York. He's 24. He came from the Giants. You got Cam Taylor-Britt. He's on the high end here. He's at 9. Another 4-year guy. Then you get Josh Jobe from Seattle. He's 27 now, so he's up there in age. Who's the other one from? Wasn't there another one from Seattle too that I thought? It was a free.
Yeah, there is. I'll tell you what, I think more high-profile offensive players are going to want to play here now that.
Oh, here he is, Tyreek Woolen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's the one I've heard named quite a few different times. There's some good corners out there for free agents, but we got to look at the cap issue here because Linderbaum's going to cost us a ton of money. And then if we go and we still got to decide what we're doing for quarterback. Yes, I know we're probably going to draft Mendoza, which is fine. But we still got to figure out a quarterback situation. Are we going to go with what we have in-house as a bridge and cut ties with Geno? That's going to be an $18 million dead cap hit. Okay. Are we going to bring in a guy like, say, a Kirk Cousins or whatever? Either way, that's going to cost money. So there's a potential with Linderbaum and whoever we bring in as a potential bridge quarterback. That's going to take about half of whatever you have for a cap. So if we got $100 million available on cap, Linderbaum's going to cost you about 20, and that quarterback's going to cost you. It's a going rate. It's going to be about 30 mil. So you're already at 50 mil between two players.
But you still have 50 mil left to spend, which is still more than most teams.
I get that, but did you look at our roster? We have a lot of spots to fill, and that's why I would have rather done it through the draft, filling some of these voids, because number one, they're going to be a hell of a lot on the cheaper side. That's the big selling point right there is, it's not going to cost us as much. So now we can sink some more free agent money into everything,
Well, speaking of all that, I read some news today. I don't know if you saw it. That's going to make you jump for joy.
What's that?
The Raiders are expected to cut Alex Kappa. I just read an article about that.
I figured that was happening. I wasn't even worried about that. The good thing is that he'll be a cap hit too, because he's $11 million a year. It won't be as big of a cap hit as what it is for Geno.
Well, I understand your hatred for Kappa, so I thought you might enjoy that news.
I actually dislike Parham more. But good thing is Parham's a free agent, so if we don't bring him back, we don't bring him back. But they'll probably bring him back again. He'll survive again. I don't get it, but let's see.
Yeah. Oh, there's just so much to look forward to now. I mean, I've been cautious this whole time, but I see everything Kubiak is putting together. He's really smart for as young as he is, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're going to have a team that is at least fun to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So at least, not that we're going to win a lot next year, but it will at least be fun to watch, and we'll see the potential of what we could be in the near future and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Pigs, that's why I say I dislike Parham more than Kappa, because Kappa was kind of serviceable towards the tail end of the season because he moved.
Yeah, Kappa did pretty good at center.
Not until Dave, not until free agency starts. So March 11th, that's when at 4 p.m. March 11th is when we can part ways with certain players. Thank God.
Jeff, Kappa did pretty good at center.
He did all right. That's what I said. I don't have an issue, with that part of it. What's up, Duncan? Just remind everybody, I posted the phone number again in the chat. It's 401-830-9189. Feel free to call in.
Well, we got to do something. Our best all lineman this year was Stone Forsythe.
You said our best?
This year, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, not that he was great, but like he was better than everybody else on the line for the most part.
Yeah. Let's see. So
He's,
Rada says, I read when free agency start, Gino is out. They're going after O-line first, then QB next, and Kubiak wants to get Kirk Cousins as vet who already knows the playbook. Makes sense. I got it. So
well,
just a
listen, I
reminder
got
to
to
everybody that's out there listening. Again, this show is open for all fans of all 32 NFL teams. So even if you're not a Raiders fan, feel free to call in whatever team you rep. Come in and talk about your team. More than happy to talk to you.
Hey Jeff, I got to get going in a minute, but I want to share some good news before I leave.
Sure.
It's just personal with me. You know, I've been trying to get a back surgery, right? I told you that.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Well, after months of being rejected by my insurance, like numerous times for an MRI, I finally got a victory this week, and I'm getting my MRI on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
So surgery should soon follow.
All right. Well, because they'll be able
Now,
to see that it's an actual legit issue. They're not you bullshitting, you know.
what's that?
I said they'll see that it's a legit issue and that you're not bullshitting.
Well, the thing is, though, you know what pisses me off is you know how that happened. I went to the orthopedics today in Des Moines. She gave me a couple of leg tests, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Okay, I'm going to order an MRI as you're requesting because you've got significant weakness in your left leg." Now, apparently, Iowa law says that once you show significant weakness in a leg, an MRI is automatic. They can't deny you. So I've been fighting with these doctors and everybody for like the last 4 or 5 months. If this is an Iowa law, these other doctors that I've been talking to had to have known that, especially since I told them how my leg was, but chose not to test me, right?
Yeah.
Test my leg strength. So that tells me they're purposely avoiding testing my leg so that they could avoid giving me an MRI. So it just pisses me off that this could have been done in one visit. You know what I mean? And instead, I had to fight with these people for 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, it sucks. That's ridiculous.
I blame you personally, man. I think you're behind all this.
Probably am.
No, they blame Jeff for other stuff, but yeah. No, man, I appreciate you letting me call in and everything like that, man. And
no problem, man.
Was that you that hit the like on like 5 of my videos today?
Yeah, I went through them all.
Yeah, because all of a sudden I had like likes on like 5 different videos that I didn't have before. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I thought it might have been you, but I wasn't sure. Yeah. Did you actually watch them all, or did you?
Yeah, I did. That's what I'm saying. I go through and I'll watch them, and then I'll get obviously the thumbs up on them.
What did you think of the Tupac prison story?
It was interesting. I'm telling you, all your shit's interesting. I mean, like I've said, man, you've got a story to tell. You've got one hell of a life that you've lived, and anybody that hasn't yet, make sure you get over to Hobo Raider, his Facebook, his YouTube channel. It's The Value of Silver. I mean, this guy's putting his life out there for everybody to listen to, and it's not easy doing what he does. Doing that. So big ups to you on that, man. That's actually pretty damn cool.
I appreciate that, man. And just so your commenters know, I made a video today or yesterday. I can't remember which day, but I'm talking about a situation when I went to prison when I was young, when I was like 18, 19.
Yeah.
I was in prison the night Tupac died. I'm talking to your watchers right now. I was in prison the night Tupac died, and I told the story of how there was this vice lord 3 doors down from me whose nickname was Biggie Smalls. So when Tupac died, everybody thought that the real Biggie Smalls was behind his death, right? And so these GDs that were in this prison unit I was in basically started shouting threats at this vice lord dude, and they were basically going to kill or hurt this vice lord dude just because they liked Tupac, and this vice lord dude's nickname was Biggie Smalls, and they thought the real Biggie Smalls killed Tupac. I wish I could tell you that this is a fake story and that this didn't happen, but this really happened. I will remember this one for the rest of my life. Now, by the time the next morning came around, everything was cool, but man, if those cell doors would have been open, I believe them GDs would have gotten that Vice Lord just because he had the nickname of a rapper who killed another rapper. Like, how do you make sense of that mentality? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you guys want to hear that story, go over there. But Jeff, I appreciate you putting me on as always, and
No problem.
you know, yeah, I will let somebody else call in and get it. But have a good night, brother.
You too, man. Thank you. Thanks for calling in. So remember, everybody, the phone lines are open. It is 401-830-9189. Feel free to call in. If I am on the call, it'll go to voicemail, so you can leave a voicemail, and we'll listen to voicemails. What's a GD? I've only been to Cali CDC. GD? I don't know. I wanted to ask him that. I didn't get because when I was looking through watching his videos today, I'm like, why is this guy wearing why is he wearing pink hats, Lions hats, other than the Cardinals? I've seen him with a Cardinals one. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you wearing all these different NFL team hats? You're a hobo Raider. And he's on here wearing all these hats. Later, Geomax, man. Thanks for popping in, Geomax. So again, anybody that wants to talk, come on in. And again, if you're in the chat and you're a fan of one of the other 31 teams in the NFL, give that phone number a call. Come on in. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about your team. It's your chance to rep your team. I just put the link in. The link's in the chat. I'll post it up again. GD is a gangster disciple. There are a Folks Nation gang here in the Midwest. All right. Oh, there you go, John Leon. Thank you. Appreciate you for doing that for him. No Denver man. So I'm surprised Randy N's not in. He was in the chat last night. He's a Broncos fan. I've had him on the show before. He's been on with Chris and I on our original Friday nights. He's been on this show once already, getting on camera. It is funny though, since because before the Super Bowl, there were a few Patriots fans in the chat, and some got on with me. But I've noticed since the Super Bowl's been over, haven't heard from them or seen any of them. Jeff, I'll wear anything that looks cool. I rock Jaguars stuff too, and I don't care at all about the Jaguars. I love playing with color combos. That's just fucking weird, dude. I don't get it, but to each his own, I guess. Like, you'll never see me wear another, unless I lose a bet or something, where I make a bet with a friend that's, from another area of and we're playing their team or whatever, like a Super Bowl type bet. You'll never see me wear another, you'll never see me wear another team's anything. Nothing. Who's Jeff picking for us, 1 and 2? Obviously, one's going to be Mendoza. 2, I don't know. It really depends on what's still there. I mean, you can have hopes and dreams and wishes of what you want at the number 2, the second round. But you don't know what's going to be there. Teams are unpredictable, man. You don't know what type of trades are going to happen. Play with the creamsicle box, dude. Thinking about uniform colors. Anybody remember the old Houston Astros uniforms? And on top of that, does anybody remember the old beech nut gum? Some of you older guys will probably remember that. Those uniforms always reminded me of like the beech nut gum, which, first of all, the gum was horrible. That was as bad as that fruit stripe gum. You chew that for 2 seconds and it lost its flavor like that. That shit was nasty. But if I saw it, I'd always get the fruit stripe. Doesn't change my own town. Made a nation all day at the end of the day. Dave O-line. Oh, yeah, definitely. If it's there, again, it depends on what's there in the second round. It really does. Jeff's trading back at both picks. I definitely would trade back to number 1 if I could, but that ain't going to happen. Let's see. If he was a GM, you're right. I would. The rainbow jerseys. The Astros uniforms got a lot of people shot in Milwaukee and Chicago back in the day. Why is that not showing on there? That's weird. That was weird that it wasn't showing. Okay, there we go. That's better. Man, my shit's all messed up tonight. Yeah, again, folks, phone number's open. Give it a shout. Let's go. All that, I'm gonna call the show early tonight. I'm not getting any phone calls. You guys are dead in the chat. Everybody's like is everybody like in a food coma or something? Everybody's like lethargic. It's like it's even quiet in the chat. And there's plenty of yous in here too. Oh, here we let's see who we got. You're on the phone with Raider Jeff. State your name and rank your team.
Rorschach's Journal, February 20th, 2026. A comedian. I'm not Buendova is not. Good evening, Jeff. I thought I'd throw that out there for I'm not bueno. Brother, salute to Dixon and everybody else. Obviously, people are a little scared to call in, but I just want to say, well, there's 31 teams, and then there's us, right, Jeff?
Exactly. So, that's why I say if you're a fan of one of the other 31 teams.
Yeah, that's which they're not going to do, or some may here or there. But I just wanted to say that, yeah, it's been a busy week for us for a while now, the past 2 weeks. I think the staff is coming together. Just reading about these hires, I think, in my opinion, the due diligence of selecting a staff that has familiar. I can't even speak right now. Let's just say the synergy together.
Yeah.
Right. They've worked together before. That's promising. That's exciting. But yet we're going to hold off here until we see a game. But look, free agency is right around the corner.
Yeah.
The draft will be here shortly before you know it. We won't know what we got until training camp starts, and then we always have unrestricted free agents that we sign. We still got some on the practice squad. So once we start seeing what our team is during training camp and after training camp, that's when we can decide, okay, what do we got? Did we upgrade? To me, in my opinion, yeah, you're going to see some during the free agency and the draft or whatever, but I like to wait until training camp starts, and then after training camp, okay, this is what we got. I don't expect a lot this year to rebuild. We all know it. Whether Max stays or goes, we'll see. But just wanted to say, I was just messing with the chat, giving you stuff there. But yeah, I figured you got to switch over settings because you talked about it last time. And
it's a pain in the ass. There's just so many settings to change. It's like I can't remember them all sometimes. It was driving me nuts.
You'll have to make a note for yourself for Friday when you do this. Hey, switch everything over to the phone line settings. Yeah. So forget that. But no, I mean, what is there really to say? There's not much news other than the staff coming together. I just gotta stay positive, man. I always see a lot of negative stuff. I don't like this, I don't like that. We all don't like some things, right?
Exactly.
Sometimes we gotta wait until we see these things come together, and then a player you didn't like actually starts working out for you. So we've been in, again, Jeff, we're over 50. I just I'm barely in the beginning of my 50s, but we've seen how this has played out, many years already, and we've already know the game kind of how that goes. I give it up to you guys. You guys go more above and beyond where players come from and what they're doing, and that's more homework than I want to do. I just kind of wait and see until, like I said, training camp starts. When we do our draft picks, I see the little film that they give us, during the little segments that we get. Oh, look, this player does this player does that. I watch that, or I watch a little bit of stuff after the draft, and the Raiders app or whatever website always gives us a little bit more. So I kind of watch that. Just hope that every draft pick pans out. That's all we can hope for, and we all know it's life. Nothing ever pans out. Some do and some don't. It's just the way it is. But
you always hope you find that diamond in the rough. A late round pick that steps up and turns into something for you. That's always a hope there too. But my biggest thing is I want to see us hit on those first 3 to 4 rounds too. Like 1 through 4. If we hit on those players, and that's a good job. I mean, we got spoiled 2 years ago. When we had Bowers, we had JPJ, we had Glaze. All 3 of those guys hit. All 3 of them contributed immensely to their rookie seasons into the team. The team was shit, but you still saw promise in those guys. Obviously, one more than the other 2 with Brock over the 2 offensive linemen, but
yes.
And last year was just a disaster. So there was no shit last year except for Genty. Genty's the only one that showed up.
I don't think the other ones really got to play because it was just disaster with everything. The coaching staff, everything just fell apart. We got 2 linemen. He's going to draft more. I think Spytech knew what was going on and just let it play out. That's smart. You don't have to remember, it's like a card game, right? You got to have your poker. And I believe he knew. Everybody says that we got a good one in him, and we just got to let him just do his thing. And I think he already knew last year, so he grabbed a few linemen, thought they'd play. Nope. Just everything was hampered by Pete because, what he said during the presser. Now with Kubiak, listen to what he said. Hey, it's going to take some work. We're going to have to build. And that's what I wanted to hear last year, but we didn't. Come on, do what we didn't have, what we had and what we didn't have. But let him work. We'll see how this goes. Like I said, I don't get too deep into what you guys do, and I give you guys a lot of credit. Like I watch your guys' show because that's how it started. Was I started watching OLV Graph, and then it turned to Wasted. It turned into Hammer, and then I saw your channel, and then I see some other ones, and I kind of, it's almost like a full-time job when you're trying to see everybody's channel. But Jeff, I support you because you're a cool guy. It's easy to talk to you. You let us call, like I said, you let us call in. Other than just typing, it takes a lot to type all that stuff, and not every comment gets read. So
and that's
this is a different.
Yeah. I've always made it my point that since I started doing this, my goal was always to be chat involved as much as possible. Sometimes some shows it's easy to do. Other shows it's extremely difficult depending on how busy it is. Like those Friday night shows when Chris and I were doing them, and we would have multiple people on camera because everybody's got so many different takes and you're getting so many different opinions. The chat used to be banging on that one, and that one was tough to keep up because there were so many channels that were broadcasting. So all those chats get combined into the StreamYard. So I'm seeing, I may have 20 people in my channel, but Chris may have 7 or 8 in his. Afakasi's on, he's got maybe 10 or 12 on his. And now you combine all those numbers, and now you're talking, 50, 60 people all talking at the same time. It gets tough sometimes. It really does. And then you got to weed out the ones where you guys are just talking in the chat where you're just saying salute to each other. I'm not going to be putting those up on the screen. When you come in and you say hi to us, we make sure that we acknowledge that you popped in, but sometimes it just gets to be so hard to keep up.
We all don't have an AI fridge like Bueno does to scoop out the stuff that you don't want to read. I just see him in here. He's saying,
what's up, Brenda?
What the F? So shout out to Bueno. Yeah,
I love
no,
how
don't
Bueno
worry.
always catches strays when he's not even involved in anything. He's just sitting in the
Yeah,
chat and with
I've actually talked to him and I've seen him. I
Hi
told
Raquel.
him I don't want to show you my mask because then you're gonna want to know who I am and blah blah blah. But no, he Bueno's a cool dude.
He's
You
awesome.
meet
I've
people.
talked to him many times, whether it be in text or even on the phone. He's called me sometimes after shows and we've talked for a bit. So yeah, him and
Yeah,
I
and
converse quite a lot for sure.
like I said, Jeff, you allow that,
Sometimes.
and you keep we're not only fans, but it becomes a little bit more, and it's a safe space, right?
Oh yeah.
So you say what your opinions. We're not always going to agree with everything. We're not. That's
And
just
I don't
plain and
expect everybody to agree with me because sometimes I have some weird takes, but a lot of what I say and what I put out there, it's legit from the heart of being a Raider fan for so many years and
simple.
knowing what greatness is like to watch on the field and then what we've experienced for the last few years. It's just it's like a dagger to the heart. It's like this hurts to watch this, knowing what we used to be like, and I want to get back to that because I want, especially the younger rated generation of fans,
Hmm.
I want them to be able to experience that too. Like my son, I want nothing more than him to experience what it's like to be part of a winning organization. What he is because he's been a fan of the Vegas Knights since they've been since they were formed. So he's
Hmm.
seen more wins and more success from that team in such a short time frame than I have for the Raiders in the last 40 years. So
Hmm.
it's like, I want that younger generation because other than that, you're gonna start to lose these kids because that instant
Yeah.
gratification, like we talked about last night on the show, you know, fans want that instant gratification, which is why I think some are just reaching so high for the goal for this year, Kubiak's rookie year, but you can't do that to this guy. You can't sit here and say that, we're looking at 14 win season with him because of who he is and what he brings to the table. You're setting an expectation too high because if he comes in way, way, way below that, fans are gonna be screaming to fire him. They are. You're never gonna
Um,
hear that from me after season one. Absolutely not. I told you this guy gets
me
a
neither.
free pass. This whole coaching staff gets a free pass unless they go out and commit a felony and they kill someone. That's different. But
Yeah.
whatever happens with this team, they get a free pass this year. You can't be on the let's fire him right away if we only win 3 games next year, you know?
Hmm. Well, come on. 14 wins, seriously? Come on. We
Oh,
we don't
dude, I'm
live in
telling you,
Candy.
some of the messages in that Facebook chat were killing me. I was like, I'm reading those, and I'm like, good God. That's why I made it a whole part of the show last night, just for that one reason. For when I
Yeah.
was reading the results, I'm like, this is just like a perfect segment for this show tonight, and it worked. It worked out great. I thought it was hilarious. Fucking people are dumb. I'm
Well,
sorry.
um, hearing that from you is like saying we live in candy houses and there's rainbows and unicorns and there's suckers that are lollipops that are trees. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Again, look, we're old enough to know because again, our time I think was just different. It was right. We all communicated. I think that's what I like about this is we're used to communicating. Talking on the phone or face to face, not sending texts or stuff like that. That's this younger style, and yeah, it's cool, but no, I like to you know talk.
yeah.
Whether you like what I say or you don't, but it it's just different, and that's who we are. We're a different breed, and again, yes. I'm not looking at come on, 14 wins. Seriously, I'm hoping that we get,
I told you there were
maybe.
some people in that chat, in that Facebook chat, um, putting up 20 wins. And like I said last night, 20 wins is an undefeated 17-0 season and winning the 3 playoff games, which includes the Super Bowl. I'm like, are you
Hmm.
freaking delusional? I'm like, no, you cannot be serious. But people still put that out there. I mean, some of them may put it out there to be funny, but it's like I'm gonna comment on it. Hell yeah, because I'm gonna have fun with it. Because you
Well,
see,
it's what we see, and it's that thing where they say that the generation now is, I expect or I oh my God, I'm freaking having a brain freeze. I expect that, mine or no, things, you got to work for things. And this is the same thing. This guy's got to work at it. He's got to fix it. It's
Yep.
broken. Watching Al Davis towards the end of his, later years and see, it's just trying to, put a freaking Band-Aid on a, big old gaping hole in your tire. It wasn't going to work. It's just, it's sad to see, and it was hard to see, but now that we have a GM, and Brady, again, I give them a lot of credit where, I'm not a big Brady fan. Tuck rule, all that, but having that be in our organization where we're able to talk to people like Kubiak and Ben Johnson, man, that's a plus, man. You can sit here and analyze it all you want, but in the what's in front of you is that we're able to talk. We're able to sit at the big boy table and not at the kiddie table anymore, and taking coaches like AP and, Mark is willing to spend and keep spending to get it right. I love when he has the humility and says, hey, I'm just trying to get it right. I want it to get it right. I'll spend it, basically. I'll spend the money. And that's all you can ask for. It's just, we're in just these times where you're entitled. That entitlement, that's what I was looking for. The entitlement of, I got to have it now. I got to have it now. Well, yeah, you can go through the drive-thru.
That's that instant gratification. That's the times we're in now,
Yes. You with your Dunkin' Donuts, I want it now. I want my Dunkin' Donuts coffee now, and you can get it now. But
Could you imagine this generation not having all that access at their fingertips and have to go to the library to do something, like we had to do,
Reports. I had to do that reports in school. You had to go and do resources, check your resources, and not plagiarize, and all these things, and then you get a good grade, and you're like, wow, that's a lot of hard work. And
I remember when, the closest you would get to anything as far as like Google search or whatever would be Cliff Notes. Remember the yellow Cliff Note books?
Yes. Yep.
that was the closest you were going to get back then to any type of Google search, especially if it was for a book report you had to do. You read the damn Cliff Notes. You didn't read the freaking book. Hell no.
And teachers knew. Teachers knew if you were
they weren't stupid. Yeah.
So we had to read it, and they knew, and that was the thing. You had to read it, go through the mud, and do your work, do your due diligence, and write those papers, and do your math and all that
stuff. Could you imagine? Imagine having to do homework now. I'd be doing AI. My homework would be done through AI. Why wouldn't it?
You can't, Jeff. No, you can't, because teachers are able to see it as well. Believe me, trust me.
Maybe
I'm not going to get it.
But you can teach AI to write, write like you do, or talk like you do. You know what I'm saying? You can adjust the AI. It'll get to know you with the way you talk to it. Because when I use it, it's adapted to me. I just say a couple of things, and boom, it already runs off and knows what it needs to do. I don't have to sit there and type a long message or a long drawn out instruction on what I'm looking for. I can just say a couple of keywords, and boom, it does it, and it does it extremely well. It's like it adapts, which is funny.
There's some secrets to that, but I have educators in the family, right?
Yeah.
And they tell me, and I hear them when I hear them speak, that, hey, this is what these kids are doing, and they're trying to get their homework done through AI, and we can see right through it. And they get mad because they don't get a good grade, and they have to rewrite it, not only in regular school, like grade school, like usually junior high, 6th grade, then high school, and even college. I'm hearing like, no, you need to write this again. We can tell. We can put this in a system, and we can tell. Yeah, there's some stuff out there they can do, and they can see that you're cheating. But again, beyond the point, look, we just gotta let this GM, this coaching staff, just work together and let them. Hey, look, I can deal with 5 years. You got a 5-year deal. Let them go all 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, by the third year, we should see a lot more progress. And then by that third year, he's going to want they're going to have to sign him again to an extension, and they will do it.
I believe
You
so,
know,
because I
because
think at that point we're going to be rocking and rolling. Just
yeah,
real quick,
and the thing,
Ray to Ryan, first of all, thank you for the your milestone there of 11 months as a member on my channel. I appreciate you. Actually, next month, I believe it's next month, or it was April, will be my 1 year anniversary of being monetized, where I have members and such, where I was able to have members. Actually, so it should be next month, because if you're at 11, because I think you were one of the first ones. So I appreciate you. And to answer your question, Ryan, it's Rorschach that's on the phone with me, in case anybody missed it. It is the one, the only Mr. Rorschach, as you see
yeah,
him in the chats on all the other shows.
yes, I've been on a lot of other shows. Again, so the blue
What's up, Lewis?
name and highlight is earned and not given. We've been on your show now for a while now. Again, props to you for what you guys do. The homework that you guys put into it is a lot more than what I would want to do. But I watch, I learn new things when I hear you guys. And I'm not on the whole time, but because when you guys are on, sometimes I got to do things, or I got to eat dinner, or I got to
I
I got to stop.
I get it. I do
But
the same thing when I watch other shows. I'll be in and out throughout the show, you know.
yes, so, but again, just let them work, let them do their things, relax. Things will look up.
Yep.
I think a year 3. And what the difference is now, the reason they wanted this guy, right, Kubiak, was because his offense is going to stay no matter what. Your OCs are going to be able to come and go, but the offense is going to stay the same because it's the head coach's offense. And that's why I think it was a great hire. It's a great hire on paper, because the only thing that's going to change is those coaches. But he can plug in coaches because it's his domain. And that's what you need for a quarterback, a young quarterback that's coming in. Whether you agree or you don't like him or not, I think he's a sure thing as far as the head game. Now, does it translate to the field? Who knows? Again, we don't know.
No.
You never know.
We're
But I
hoping
think
it
it's
does,
better,
right? Yeah.
it's better than Jamarcus Russell. And then you remember when we drafted him?
Who, Marinovich?
Yes, remember Marinovich?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he got out of LA, and he was already doing still, street medicine.
Oh yeah.
Because of the pressure that he had on him, and look at how that happened. So this kid loves football, which is one we like to see. He's smart. And look what he did in that game. He took it upon himself to score. Now, that's what you need. You need a passer who can run when needed. I don't want a running quarterback that's a passer second. It's not going to work. We've seen Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, look at Lamar Jackson. These quarterbacks really don't win. The only one that actually did, Steve Young, but that guy was like a diamond in the rough. He could do both. He could pass. He was accurate. And, of course, look at the team he was on.
Yeah.
But
I think Michael Vick, out of everybody that you named, would be the biggest one that I would put up there as far as, he's a guy that could do just about everything. The only problem was he was like the only guy on that team that could do anything. That was the problem. And his career got cut short because of his own stupidity, obviously. He spent a little time in various institutions because of what he did. But there's a guy that had unique talent at that quarterback level. I mean, he was amazing. He was amazing to watch. I think, in all honesty, out of any quarterback that's ever played in this game at the pro level, based on how our offense was last year, I think he might be the only quarterback that could have actually survived behind our offensive line last year. Maybe won a couple additional games. He was that talented. That's how good he was. He was once he breaks the line running, forget it. Good luck. It's gonna burn you.
But and they're not a dime a dozen. Those players don't come.
No, exactly.
And again, this kid, he's like a Peyton Manning almost. Archie is having some issues, which, excuse me, everybody goes through. But everybody's comparing him to. I've heard some people like Mel Kiper and what was those other guys like. I think there was another guy too, not Tom Pelissero, but there was another guy. I think Albert Breer that were talking about him being with the likes of Peyton Manning, where he loves the game, he's smart, he wants to read defenses, he wants to crack the code, and that's something that Manning would always say, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
Whether it pans out, we hope it does, but if it doesn't, I mean, at least we tried. That's what the number one pick is, or usually the first round. You're just gambling, and we're here for it. It just look at what we've picked the last 10 years in first rounders, besides Brock Bowers. Everybody, Colt Miller, he's the only one, and Brock Bowers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is gone. So, again, nothing's a for sure thing, but if we pick him, great. I wouldn't trade the pick unless you're getting a major haul, but Kubiak didn't come for that. He came because he know he can get a quarterback that he can groom. He has a lot of money in free agency. He's got some picks, and I know Spytek is going to turn those picks that we have into at least 2 to 4 more. Maybe. He did last year. So this offseason is going to be, I think it's going to be great to see. If you stand back and look at it with an open mind and not be judgmental, just stand back and just look at the free agents that come in that we bring in.
Yeah.
And then look at the draft picks that we do take. And then when all said and done, then kind of evaluate yourself. Okay, I think we got something. But again, it's going to have to grow. It's like watering a plant, right?
Yeah.
You put a seed in the ground. It doesn't, that thing doesn't just pop out in 2 days. It takes a while to grow, and you got to give it water. And again, these coaches are going to teach. They're teachers. And that's what they're going to do. But
that's why I really like this offensive line coach hire, because he's an old school guy. He reminds me so much of like coaches I had when I played in high school and semi-pro that were just old, gruff. They're not going to handle everybody with kid gloves. They're going to be, they're going to yell at you when you do something stupid. They're going to call you out. They're going to make fun of you. That's what these kids need. These young guys, they need that tough love. They need somebody that's in there that doesn't take any shit. Complete 180 from what we had last year. We didn't even have an offensive line coach. He was there on paper, and that was it.
Yeah. Again, Jeff. I mean, the first week we always know it's an anomaly, right? And then the second week, third week, fourth week, you kind of see what's going on. And when that game just turned, and then Gino being Gino, and then it just turned into mush. Yep. It was just.
I was turned off week 1 in preseason. That first preseason game did it for me right there. I knew I knew right then and there watching that game, and then Pete Carroll's press conference. I think it was on that Monday after when he came out and said what he said about the offensive line. I said it on the next show. We had a show the next night, and I said this offensive lines are going to be garbage all year. And what was the problem all year? The offensive line was garbage, complete trash. We had one good game where Genty got did some serious damage in the game, but other than that, he was mediocre to.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the time, Jeff. I know you got other callers.
I appreciate you being on here.
Yeah. Well, maybe some other guys. I just wrote on there. When I'm done, please call in. Support Jeff. I mean, he does a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Easy to talk to. Like I said, he's not always going to like what, always like your guys' opinions, but at least he listens. And then maybe Jeff will grow on, Mendoza will grow on Jeff. And he's like, yeah, I know, I knew we were going to fix this. And because that always happens, right?
Well, I've been going on record saying that it's not that I have a problem with Mendoza. I trust in Mendoza. If we draft him, I'm behind him 100%. I just don't think that passing up, moving out of that number 1 pick to gain more picks is what I'm getting at. I don't think he's a true number 1 overall value is what I'm getting at. He's not. You can't sit there and tell me he's best player available in this draft. He's not. When you want to look at a BPA, Mendoza is not the BPA in this draft. It's going to be one of those defensive guys that are going to be the deep BPA in this. You know, you want to get a bang for your buck, an immediate plug and play player, then you're going to go one of those defensive stars that are going to be in the top 5 picks. You know, not Mendoza. He's only technically the number 1 pick overall because we're picking number 1. If we were picking number 5 or 6 and the Jets weren't picking number 1, Mendoza would not be the number 1 overall pick. That's not who they would have listed on everybody's board. They have him listed on everybody's board because it's us at number 1, and we are one of the teams with the most need for quarterback outside of the Jets.
Yes, that is why. Sir. That is why.
It's exactly the reason why he's touted as the number 1 overall pick. You know, because everybody's expecting us to take it because we need a quarterback. And I get it. It makes sense. I mean, I understand why he's ranked number 1.
You know? But don't worry, Jeff. In about 2 years, I knew it. I knew it all along. But the thing is I see DOXXING is in here. DOXXING, salute to you, sir. I think you need to call in and sound off a little bit. I want to hear what that guy sounds like. But I see him all over. But again, thanks, Jeff, for the time. You have a good night, sir. I'll try tomorrow, but we'll see. But yeah, it's always great talking to you. I don't even know how long this phone call has been. It's been maybe 20 minutes or so.
30 minutes. We've been on
how long?
30 minutes.
Oh my God! You see, every time we talk, it's either 30 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
So,
because this isn't the first time I've been on the phone with Rorschach. By the way, people, him and I have talked before on the phone. He's called me up and vice versa and such, whether it be after shows or in the week, in the middle of the day, whatever. So yeah, we've talked many times before.
It's because the smart people speak behind the curtain, and Jeff allows a little bit behind the curtain. He doesn't give away his secret sauce or his ingredients. He just maybe lets you peek just a little bit and gives you a little bit of inside information, and that's always good because hey, we don't stop learning until we're no longer here, right?
Yeah,
every day. Yep. But again, thanks, Jeff, and
no problem, brother. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Take care.
Salute. All right, take care.
Bye. All right, everybody. Bye. That was Mr. Rorschach, who, as everybody knows, is in the chat. He's been a long time follower on my channel, and I appreciate him, and I appreciate everybody that's been with me from day one, or even if you picked up along the way. I appreciate everybody. DOXXING is in the house. What's up? And yes, Dave, I would definitely trade the number 1 pick, and I'm not the only one that feels that way. You know, I feel that way. Leo's that way. Nate's that way. 805. All the guys from the Wednesday show on the Raider War Room, they're all on that same kick. Turf is definitely on that kick too. So it's not like it's just me out here pushing or going for it. Everybody else is. And again, it's not because of Mendoza himself. It's because of the value for that number 1 pick and all the holes that we have to fill. You know, we've got a lot of needs and a lot of vacancies on this roster. What's up, Eric? Glad we are keeping the number 1 pick. We'll wait and see. We'll find out on draft day. I'm going to be at the draft, so I will be there. I'm going to bring a sign with me. I'm going to have a couple of different signs. One is going to say, Eric Bell smells like bad feet. The other one is going to say, trade the number 1 pick. Do not take Mendoza. I'm going to hold that sign up. I'll be on TV. I'm going to try and get on TV without a doubt. Glad we are keeping number 1 pick. Nate also wanted Graham last year. I did too. I wanted Nathan Graham last year too. I did not want to take Genty with that pick. There were too many running backs in that draft last year. We did not have to take Genty at number 6. We could have taken any one of those other running backs later in that draft. We could have traded out of that number 6 and gotten a bunch of picks. But with that coaching staff, I'm kind of glad we didn't now. This year, we've got the ability to, I think, pick right and smart to actually bring bodies into this roster and into this locker room. So You heard me. So I'm going to I'll be in Pittsburgh. I'll be at the draft. Dawn and I are driving out. We're leaving very early Wednesday morning. We're going to be probably leaving like 6 in the morning. Probably after we feed our dog and take her out, and then she's under my daughter's protection for the rest of the weekend. But yeah, we're driving out. I want to get out there I want to be out there between 5 and 6 o'clock Wednesday night. So hotels are not cheap. We're trying to find Airbnb right now because we got a couple other people that are going to be going. But yeah, we'll be at the draft. So I will be there Thursday night for round 1. And I found out how to figure out how to get up front. So I'm working on. I'm going to try and get in the front of the stage before the pick. In that section where you see all the different fans from different teams sitting out there, that I'm going to be trying to get into that. I will be live, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. I will be live during the draft, definitely for round 1. I'm going to be live a lot that weekend, doing like a in real life out and about as we're doing our thing in Pittsburgh. So I will definitely be live for the number 1 pick. I will be live. If we go Friday night, which I'm sure we will, I will be live for first pick in the 2nd round at least. Don't know if we're going to stay all the way through to the 3rd round. Depends on how fast it's going. But Saturday, we will not be going to the draft on Saturday. So what we are going to be doing on Saturday is we're going to the Hall of Fame. I've never been before, and it's only about a 2-hour ride from Pittsburgh. So we will be going to the Hall of Fame. I will go live from the Hall of Fame while we're there for sure, 100%. I'm going to be ecstatic because like I said, I've never been to the Hall of Fame before, so I am totally looking forward to it. Yeah, Saturday's the day 3 of the draft, and that's like round 4 and beyond. And it's like I can just look it all up that night when I get back to the room Saturday night. Plus, I'm trying to work on come up with a plan for a meet and greet for everybody that's going to be coming in. Because there will be a bunch of Raider fans coming in, Black Hole members coming in. I've already been talking to a bunch of them. I got some other fans, friends from here. I'm trying to talk to some of my chapter folks to see if some of them were planning on going. I haven't heard back from anybody really on that. So I'm looking to have some serious fun that weekend. It's gonna be a good time. But we'll be coming home on Sunday though. But I'm outside of being there for the first pick in the 1st round. I'm excited for Saturday. That's probably going to be my biggest highlight of the weekend is going to the Hall of Fame. Like I said, I've never been there before, so I am ecstatic. Bowers at 1 and Genty at 1 were excellent picks. Bowers definitely. Genty, we could have gone a different route. That would have helped us last year, I think. So what am I doing pick wise? I mean, I know what I would do. I want to trade out of that number 1, but it's not going to happen. If it happens, it happens. That'd be beautiful. But my big thing now is if we're not going to trade out of the number 1, then trade Max and gain more picks so we can build this roster this year and possibly get a 1st rounder next year too. Jeff, I look for you guys. Oh yeah, what's up, Robert Devali? What's going on? Make a sign saying Eric B. Thank you for your support. No. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, Eric? I'm going to bring a sign that says Eric Bell and then your phone number on it. If you want, call Eric Bell for a good time, and boom, there's the number. Saturdays usually, yeah. I got nothing to contribute. I'm just gonna say to ban Anthony and Bodega. That poor bastard, man. Bodega gets fucking kicked every night, every show, and I think it's hilarious too. Let's see. What's up, S Knobs? What's going on? Damn, I was gonna call in, but you started talking arrogant bullshit about the number 1 pick. You just don't get it as much as you think you do. All right. Go ahead. The line's open now. You can call in. Feel free to talk it out on the phone. So, yeah, really. Seriously, call in. You don't even have Mendoza yet, so you can't love Mendoza yet. Yeah, see, everybody's got their own take. I mean, everybody feels a certain way on what they should do, you know? But That's my feeling. That's all. Doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. I'm not running the show there. So, yeah, if you want to call in, the number's right there. It's right underneath my name, 401-830-9189. I'm not mad. I just don't get how people don't see it. What is it you don't see? You know what? Call in. Let's talk about it. Call in. Let's go. Get on the line. If you want to call, if you don't want to call in tonight, you can wait till tomorrow night, because tomorrow night is literally just all Raider talk. Usually I try and get fans of other teams in here, but it's taking a little bit to grasp to get other fans in. Yeah, tomorrow night is strictly Raider talk, but myself and Jason doing the same format, but with phone calls too. Yeah. Don't call in, man. I'm giving you all the opportunity in the world. I'll tell you what, you can either call in or I'll drop the link and you can get on screen. Would you rather get on screen or do you want to do it on a phone call? Either way, it's the show's yours. You can call in and just say what you want. I don't care. You're not going to upset me. You can call me a dick all you want. I don't care. You can be mad at me. Doesn't faze me. I let stuff roll off my back. I don't take things to heart. Let's see. Mendoza will be fine at pick number 1 first round, but if the New York Jets and Dallas want number 1 pick, I'd be good with number 2 or 16 and first round pick for 2027 draft. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. You know, how can you turn that down from the Jets if they offer you 3 first rounders, 2 this year and 1 next year? How can you turn that down? That would give us 2 first rounders next year, 2 first rounders this year, and maybe even pull their second rounder from this year if they want it that bad. If they want it that bad, they'll pay that price. If they think that we're really gonna take Mendoza and they don't want to take that chance and they don't want to let him go, you know, would you not? Oh shit! I hit the wrong fucking button. Call back whoever that was. I am so sorry. I didn't mean that. I meant to hit the green. I was so fast. I clicked too fast. Call back, please. I'm so sorry. God damn it. I did that last week too. Fuck. I have no idea who it was either. You're on with 401 Raider Jeff. State your name and the team you're at.
What's up, Jeff? This is Big Alex from the 951. Salute to Bueno. Salute to you, Jeff. Salute to the homies out there. Raider Nation for life, my guy. I'm just calling to say it's from Mendoza for me, my guy.
I mean that's fine. Like, I mean, if you're behind Mendoza, then go for it. Like I said, I'm not opposed to him. It's not that I'm doubting his ability. I'm doubting the value at that number 1 pick based on all our needs. Meaning, I want to get more. I want to get more in return, is what I'm asking for. You know,
I feel you, my guy.
That's what I'm saying. I want.
Hey, if they give us a crazy offer out there, I'm all for it.
Well, exactly. Like someone just where is it? Who just said it? Right here. Lewis just said it. So Mendoza
give us like 3 first rounds, 4 first rounds.
Yeah, he says Mendoza will be fine at pick number 1 first round, but if the Jets or Dallas want pick number 1, I'd be good with trading for the number 2 and 16 from the Jets and a first round pick next year, or the number 12 and the 20 and their first rounder next year from Dallas, which means we'd go from 1 to 12, but we'd be right in the mix. We'd have two of the top 20 picks from 12 to 20.
It'll just break my little heart if it happens though, and he becomes being that elite stud. So that's why, you know what I mean? I have good hopes for him.
I get it.
With us if we build it right.
I get it 100%. Trust me. You know, yeah, it's gonna hurt if he becomes that superstar quarterback, and then everybody's like, oh, we didn't get him. But you got to look at too. You know, what type of system was he in? Where he ended up? Was it the same type that we would run, or is it something completely different that might be more fitting for him too? You know,
sure. I know. Hey, Bueno, being shy, get on.
I know Kubiak's going to obviously, build a system for what this kid's talent is. He's not going to make a system and then have the quarterback conform to it. That's not the way you do this. You know, you got to build the system around that quarterback. You got to take advantage of his raw talents and what he does well to make him successful on the team. You know,
most definitely. I can see your positives on it, Jeff. But like I said, like I I'm Mendoza. We're Team Mendoza. Let's get the kid, make it work out. If not, you know what I mean. We'll carry our stones and throw them. But a salute to you, Jeff. Thank you for having me on for this little bit of time. I just really got on to say salute to you, brother. You have a great show.
All right,
and salute to all the homies out there. Hey, Air, stand up. What's up, bueno?
I appreciate you calling in, man. I appreciate it. I love doing this, man. I have a blast on this show. This is fun. And the Saturday night show is just as much fun, if probably not more somewhat, because it's strictly Raiders talk. And I had a good time last week with it, too. We had a shit ton of phone calls last week. So hopefully we'll repeat next week, tomorrow. So
you're the man, Jeff. Salute to you, brother. Great show, bro.
Thank you, man. You have a good night, man.
You too, bro.
Later. Let's see. You can go back 40 minutes. Now to whoever posted the trade Max comment, I'd never trade Max, just my opinion. Why? Who said trade Max? Did I miss that? Oh, is that part of this? Oh, I'm sorry. I did skip over it. So Panda said, even I said trade number one to get more picks. I still think we should trade Max to get those extra picks. I believe that, and I'm on board with that also. But Mendoza's traits are something that's really compelling, and I am a big Ty Simpson fan, but no. Again, I kind of keep saying this about Max. People need to realize that Max is not part of the future of this team. You know, when this team finally gets to the point where we're lining up to make consistent playoff runs and push further and further into the playoffs, Max will not be on this team. He's got 2 years left on his contract. So, and it's a super team-friendly contract, which would make trading him super easy to do because it's not going to hurt teams that end up whoever trades for him. You know, it's not like we're trading him away when he's got this massive, massive contract. You know, it's a team-friendly contract. We can get multiple picks for him, multiple firsts. You know, maybe a player instead of multiple firsts, maybe a couple of firsts and a player. I mean, there's so much that can be done with this. So. My lady's right next to me. She will think I'm calling Sancho. Who's Sancho? If is that a chick? Because if your wife's thinking that you're calling a chick and then she hears my voice, then you got problems. Yeah, exactly. Till it's talk that rated talk final. Yeah. Yeah, Bueno's just a chicken shit. He ain't gonna call in. Even if he does, I might hang up on him. We're at an hour and 43 minutes, so I got about 15 minutes left here, roughly. So again, the phone number is 401-830-9189. If you don't get a chance to call in tonight, Jason and I will be on tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Pacific. Raider Nation Voices, that's our new Saturday night show. We got some changes to it a little bit that will be kind of fun for you too. I think you'll see it when you come in tomorrow. What's up, Ardell? What's going on? Max is top 2 in the NFL, 32 teams, never talent like that. They already messed up with Khalil Mack. Max is not top 2. I hate to tell you that. Max is barely top 10. Actually, if you go by sacks, he's actually number 15 overall this season. So Max is not as up in the stats as everybody thinks he is. You know, first of all, he hasn't played a full season in the last 2 years. So he's how do I want to word this? Well, first of all, he's no Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is just a beast in himself, but there are so many guys that are ahead of Max. You know, Max is not number 2. I can tell you right now. Ranking in defensive ends, he's not number 2. At the most, maybe 6, 7, if you rank him. Yeah, he's first in pressures. He gets pressures, but where's the sacks? You know, yeah, he gets QB hits or whatever. Where's you want more of an impact from that guy? Max doesn't take over games on a consistent basis. You know, I'm not shitting all over Max, but it's like I'm just trying to put it in highlight or in retrospect. You know, he's not that massive force that everybody thinks he is. You know, the one big problem he has is there's no one on the other side of him. So he can get double teamed. But I'll tell you what, that Monday night game this past season against the Chargers, he had an extremely inexperienced right tackle on him all night, Pimpkins, and he owned him. Max didn't do shit that night. Go back and watch the game. Max could not get into that backfield for nothing that entire game. And it wasn't double. So some people say, well, that's because he was getting, nope. Go back and watch that. 90% of his snaps, it was one-on-one with him with that right tackle. All right. And that wasn't even like Joe Alt out there. This was this guy Pimpkins owning him that game. He legit got owned. He was invisible that night. You're on with Raider Jeff. This is Jeff. What's your name and team? Stupid.
The most, man. You know, I'm repping the Raiders.
What's up,
How you doing, man?
Good.
Pretty good, man. Just, you know, I just wanted to call, show support for you and your channel. You know, I just found you not too long ago. You know, I just like to support local, well, not local,
I appreciate
Raider channel. Yeah, man. Well, I don't know. That's not like that. I only got nothing to contribute. You know, mostly trolling the channel. Appreciate what you guys do. You know, I think it's been a long time since I've seen so many Raider channels. You know, it all started with one when I first started, like 2011, and now I see so many of them. So I like to show love, and I just got one more thing to say. Bad Bodega and Anthony, send those guys to the gulags. Block them.
Bodega doesn't even know I have a channel for all I know. He wouldn't even. I've never seen him in any of my chats. So,
right.
I think just out of respect to Wasted, I would probably kick him as soon as he showed up in the chat anyway, just for fun.
Just for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a welcome.
It's a tradition at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right.
But yeah, man, I just wanted to call, show support. You know,
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. All right, back to the chat I go with.
All right, man. Have a good night. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Dave, to answer your question about a KC fan, yes, I would on this show here, because that's what this Friday night show is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fans of all 32 teams. It's not strictly a Raider show. It tends to be more Raiders because that's what's in the chat. That's the following I have is, you know, it's Raider fans. And I get it, you know. So, yeah. So if a fan from another team calls in, they get first priority. Sorry, guys. But that's the way it is. On Saturday nights, it's Raider fans only. Let's see. Tomorrow for sure I'll call in. This IER is in bed. About to come now. Okay. I don't need to know all that. So Lewis says, cool. So if Max stays a drafted Raider and retires, then gets his Hall of Fame jacket, then what will you? Based on how he won't. I'm telling you, he's not. If guys like Greg Townsend haven't made it in the Hall of Fame, Max ain't getting in the Hall of Fame. He's not. And Townsend's won Super Bowl. He's got a Super Bowl with them. Max doesn't. So Max, I'm sorry, but Max is even. JJ Watt should get in. Myles Garrett will definitely get in. TJ Watt, maybe. Who knows? You know, if some of those guys don't get in, if Myles Garrett and TJ Watt don't get in the Hall of Fame, there's no way Max is getting in. Absolutely not. And I'm not shitting on Max because, again, I want to see him make that. I'd love to see him get in the Hall of Fame, but realistically, he doesn't have that Hall of Fame numbers. He doesn't. He's not even close yet, if you think about it. You know, Hall of Fame, he needs a hell of a lot more sacks to even think about getting in the Hall of Fame. It's not even close. Yeah, but I'm about to. Yeah, Dave, seriously, if you get him to call. The only two flavors do not matter, silver and black, period. Well, this is a football fan show. This isn't really a Raiders show. Townsend has a Super Bowl. He was on that front line with Howie and Alzado in the 83-84 season or 85 Super Bowl against the Redskins. Greg Townsend most certainly does. He should be in the Hall of Fame. He probably should have been in before Howie Long, but Howie Long had the Hollywood look and everything. That's a little bit different. He was more of the icon as a team at that point. The Townsend should be in the Hall of Fame, hands down. Howie's not is horrible. It's just like Lester Hayes. Lester Hayes should have been in a long freaking time ago himself. What do you say not to? That you shouldn't be in? You should be. He's the leading sack. He's the sack leader for the Raiders, too, on top of that. Because if you look at no, I can't bring it up that way. Shit. And try and bring up. No, well, I can't do it from here. Son of a bitch. I got too much shit open right now. Why have we not updated the roster? Oh, you know why? Because it's still under contract. That's why. Let's see. All-time Raider sack leader, but does not have a Super Bowl ring. Yeah, for sure. Lester is the man. What? So let me see. Damn it, this system. Hang on, I'm going to look that up now. I definitely have one. All right, so this is the season. I'm looking through the roster again. What the fuck? Where's the defense on here? Yeah, Greg Townsend. He was on that team. He was actually the rookie. He finished 6th in the defensive rookie of the year that year. He was taken on the 4th round of the 1983 draft. He's a 3-time All-Pro. He was an All-Pro, too, on top of that, his rookie year. He had 10.5 sacks his rookie year in 1983. He was part of the Super Bowl team. Lester could have all 3 Super Bowls with the Raiders, but got drafted 3 to 4 months after the Super Bowl. Well, yeah, if he would have come out a year earlier, yeah. But yeah, Townsend has a Super Bowl. He won the last one we won. He was on that roster. I knew he was. Yeah, he's got 100 and he's got 107 sacks with the Raiders, 109.5 overall because he had 2 with the Eagles because that's where he finished with in 94 as an Eagle. Oh no, then he came back to us in 97. Where the fuck was he from? He must have retired for a few years and then came back. But all right, I'm at the 2-hour mark here, folks. All right, I'm going to close the phone line as soon as no one else is calling. The phones are off. If anybody wants to call and leave a voicemail for tomorrow night's show, go ahead. Call in 401-830-9189. Leave a voicemail for tomorrow night. We'll play the voicemails tomorrow night for sure. So make sure you guys all tune in tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Raider Voices, along with Raider Nation Voices, along with myself and Jason. Raiders First Down. So make sure you check out his channel too. We'll both be streaming on our show on our channels tomorrow night. And like I always say, everybody stay safe and go Raiders.